So Alex, thank you very much for joining me today, all the way from San Diego. For those that don't know, could you give us a quick introduction to you, what you do at Clearspeed, and a little bit about Clearspeed, please?
Thanks so much for having me on. It's really exciting, and greetings from San Diego. We are doing some really fun things here at Clearspeed. We're reimagining how claims are processed. We also have work in the security world we do, all about clearing, fast tracking, and alerting to risk. I'm Alex Martin. I'm the CEO and co-founder. Started my journey in the military world, probably thinking to yourself, why is a military guy doing insurance? I'm asking myself the same thing every day. But I love this industry. It's so incredibly important to all we do. And I'm learning more and more every day. And we're really grateful to bring on people that actually know the insurance industry. But the connecting dots from what we're doing in the world of security is fascinating to the corollary and the impact that it has also in the insurance space. And it's all around getting people through a process faster and alerting to security and fraud risk that goes unmissed. So that's what drives us every day here at Clearspeed.
Okay, so there almost is a direct link then between your military experience and what you're doing now, would you say?
Crazy enough it is. Some venture capitalists also saw that link. Look, there's a big problem that a lot of people are going after. We believe that is got to be an ecosystem play. It's too complex. There's no silver bullet or magic wand in the security space or in the insurance space. So, some couple of really keen investors and the management team here have been kind of forging this path to essentially what is a military grade technology with a beautiful product layer that is all designed for, kind of an unmatched customer experience and driving some value for our insurance customers.
Okay, and we know that you're going to join us in the UK as Clearspeed at the ClaimsTech live event on the 30th of November. US a presence, UK definitely a presence, but how far globally do you go at the moment?
We have customers all over the world in the security space and now in the insurance space. And we're working with insurers in South Africa, in Central and South America, and Mexico, over in APAC as well. The UK is a focus for us. It's a focus market. We've got incredible partners and now customers there. And I really see that as the center of the universe. I mean, I don't see it as the world sees it. It is the center of the universe for insurance innovation. I think the leadership in the market happens there. People are incredibly open to trying and innovating. I always talk about this being an evolutionary, not a revolutionary process, but I find there's quite some revolutionary folks and leaders in the UK market. So for me, we're global, small but growing very fast. But our focus as a market is the UK.
And am I right in thinking as well that the tech that you provide doesn't stick to just one line of insurance? It's across multidisciplines, is that right?
That's right. So what we're doing at Clearspeed is we're providing automated fast track questionnaires. So it could be at the very top of the claims process to, at ENOL or FNOL. It initiates a claims process in ways we're more and more familiar with, which is using a simple automated voice-based application intake process. We're running analytics on those yes or no responses, all with the intent to clear people very quickly. So that questionnaire is client defined and for any line, right? So it doesn't matter if it's auto or property or travel, whatever it is, we're able to design those questions with our customers. We have a library of questions that are in the market working. Those are then all automated and can be input for any line of a business the insurer wants.
Okay, really diverse, perfect. And I guess the event theme for ClaimsTech is trying to do that wonderful mastery of keeping customers happy. So show me happy customers, but also show me kind of the money and the commercial benefits. How do we feel Clearspeed's achieving that at the moment?
Okay, think about customer experience in the airport, right? Everyone is like a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. You've got, God forbid you have kids with you, but you're traveling. There's times that you're rushing against. Probably one of the more stressful moments for any just human being is travel, right? So think about that complexity and think about the customer experience there. The security is obviously important to everyone, right? So you want to get people in and through an airport to their flight on time. So you need people to move very quickly. And the way in which, pre-check and fast track and these kinds of elements work are all about synchronizing the ability to identify risk so that people are safe, which everyone wants, but move them along, in a reasonable time and fashion. We all get frustrated when lines are too long and there's just too much going on through security. So That experience is what the problem we set out to solve in the security world, and we're doing now in the insurance world. So think of that same airport now being a claims process.
Okay.
You want to be able to find fraud because fraud hurts us all, right? It raises premiums. There's a lot of OpEx that's associated with that, and it harms that customer experience, that customer journey. But when you have a metal detector in the airport and a series of metal detectors, people are passing through very quickly. And that technology is simply alerting to risk that an agent can responsibly and gently follow up with, right? And if that risk alerted to can't be mitigated, meaning it's not a metal in the pocket that it can cause harm, they carry on with their journey in a very quick and efficient way. That's exactly what we're doing in the claims process. Think of us like a voice-based metal detector. So in any language, we can run these questionnaires, in an asynchronous environment. We can pass people through these questionnaires and very quickly get them through to processing, right? So it's all about enhancing that speed and time and the fidelity around the confidence to pay. But the byproduct of our technology is an alert, a productive alert, that in conjunction with existing investments from, great AI and the great tools doing stuff, digging and scraping to find other fraudsters, we're providing an additive data element that's unique. I mean, it's derived strictly from the voice. And with a high degree of fidelity, we can say, look, this person probably should be followed up with. Now, that's really interesting because now we're augmenting a larger data set, a larger model or decision tree or an algorithm that says, you know what, we should follow up with this person in a constructive way. We're lowering false positives. Those data sets are finding other elements that are really important for their analytics. We're additive in nature. But while that's happening, everyone else has been cleared. So that's the kind of the value prop for Clearspeed, is providing that metal detector in an airport. And remember, there's more security happening in the airport than just the metal detector, right? Yeah. There's the pre-check, there's lots of elements that that our security apparatus use. We're just one very important piece that's kind of new in the sense that we're designed to clear and fast track. And that's why I think the customer experience is really heightened with the use of Clearspeed.
So expediting that process where I'm not being flagged at the metal detector is taking that customer from A to B quicker than it would have been historically. And those where I'm stopped at the metal detector allows that intervention to prevent fraud or to allow to then get into the fast track process. Is that a fair summary? Yeah,
that's right.
Okay. And then commercial benefits then to insurers and to customers. How's that manifesting itself? Is it because of the reduction in agent costs, or what are the kind of returns that we're looking at on there?
So we're seeing returns kind of across from both the customer retention, fraud identification, dropouts, walkaways, right? We're seeing kind of value across all of these metrics. But to start, the customer, pay them as quickly as possible. Most customers are not committing fraud. Unfortunately, in this day and time, with all the pressures that are going on kind of in the global markets, from inflationary pressures, right, rising interest rates. We also have, incredible constraints on personal, incomes and abilities to scale. These kinds of things make people who wouldn't otherwise make the bad decision to commit fraud on the rise, right? So what that means is that those are often harder to detect. The opportunistic fraudster is also someone that's not a criminal in nature. They're just making a bad decision. So I offer the ability to have them give one more pause before they go forward with it. If they go forward with it, we're going to alert to that. And that's going to allow the follow-up team a very nice, gentle way. And in the UK, you guys do it the best. And we use that model, with our other partners as well, especially here in the US, where our customer service, needs to be on the rise. It's the ability to say, hey, are you sure about this? And would you like us to maybe go another way, and gently give people a way out? But while that's happening, the customer experience on the other side they're just getting paid and processed, right? Voice short form interviews, cleared, paid, and that's happening. If you're talking about 2-3 weeks to get someone paid, that can be happening now in days or even hours. So with this transformation, people are going, wow, that's great. I'm going to stay with this customer, right? I'm going to stay with this insurance carrier. As a customer, there's trust built there now. Also, we're finding some additional use of our data is if you're returning, you're a low risk claimant, we clear you, you get paid. Now it's a lead for your sales team. So the insurance company's going, wow, I've got an inbound lead, Customer X is 3 months away from them. They've just had a great experience. Let's get them signed on a policy and maybe we can help expand their coverage. Now, when you come into the insurance company itself, your first touch with that customer is now not a human agent. So you're lowering that expense. The claims handling process now begins with a data point that gives you insights into risk. Is this a low risk claim? or is this a high risk claim, or is it somewhere in between? So now you have a better data point to start. For a claims handler, some are starting early in their careers. They're not as well trained. Others are absolute experts. Yeah. Those experts are hard to scale. So if you give a data point to a new agent or someone that's in training and they're able to use that more constructively, they can better handle that claim at the very top of the process, spending less time on it. And if there is fraud indicated, now it's going to your fraud teams. It's either in-house or it's an outsourced SIU. Those SIUs have what our security customers call, a tip and a lead, right? That tip and lead is something they wouldn't otherwise have. It allows them to do their job with more precision, right? Handle that call even with better care and get to the bottom of the real fraud faster. So that's the kind of around the value chain. You're seeing OpEx decreases, customer handle time decrease, fraud identification that is real credible fraud rise, dropouts. One of our carriers just launched and completed a proof of value, and never in the history of their company had ever had a dropout, and we had some incredible results there. And so it's just providing these unique insights across the value chain where we're driving real ROI.
And multifaceted by the sound of it. I think you make a great point as well, Alex, about the market wanting claims to be settled as a consumer, wanting the claims to be expedited and settled sooner. And I think that's what we're seeing more and more on is that service. And therefore you then get the retention, which then makes good customer. So I think that, like you say, the kind of full circle of value chain is hugely important to insurers across the globe, but certainly in the UK, that retention is absolutely key. And in terms of pleasing those customers and expediting it and making them paid quicker, is that what they want, or are they going to be asking for more in the future, do you think, Alex? What else can we give them?
In the customer journey, the idea should be they should be getting as much and better customer service with each touch, right? So we can continue to improve our cost, every time we're touching and outreach that customer. It's kind of fascinating to me that in an industry where customer success is so important, the actual customer success teams that like we have in software, for example, or others, aren't really there. There's no one calling me and saying, how happy are you with your insurance carrier? What can we do better? These kinds of things. Like they're getting some automation and some surveys and so on. But really the model right now is, pay us and then hopefully we don't hear from you. Right. And from our perspective, I also don't want to engage with the insurance process because it's a painful process generally. It's hard. And also it means something bad happened to me. I lost something got broken or stolen, or there's been an injury. And so it's kind of this like negative experience when you have to engage with them for the first time as a customer. And so the insurance companies, I think, have to be picking their heads up and saying, how can we treat more like we're a software company, we're a tech company, where we're providing a service, really that's what everyone is becoming, right? Data is eating the world, and companies are no longer, banks or insurance companies. They're data companies, they're technology companies. And so by using kind of a Clearspeed as a model, you're getting an outreach, kind of a proactive outreach. And where that may and can lead is to follow up calls all around customer service. How are you? How can we do better? What more benefits do you want? Oh, we have these new packages. We have these new products we're rolling out to you. That needs to be a part of this effort, leading with the customer insights first. I don't think we're there yet, but I think we have to get there.
So just thinking about that then and looking ahead, I guess, for the next 12 months, what's coming up for Clearspeed? What's in your kind of dev at the moment? And what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so we got started with kind of like a pre-SIU product. We called our Precision. It's really a tool that came kind of out of our military and security world that allows that kind of post-alert pre-SIU touch. That product's had phenomenal results. We've then since moved to the top of the funnel with what we call Clearspeed Express. Okay. And that's the one that I'm most excited for as well, because this is expressly for claims. It's all about doing that metal detector at scale. And I think that's really exciting because it carries across all these different lines. We're also working on a new product that's going to be able to ingest claims information and help with some analytics in open form. And we're doing some other things I can't talk about right now, but that's going to be really exciting with, just call it on-demand resources. I'll leave it at that, and that'll be a preview of coming attractions. But we have a great product line that we're going to be rolling out this year. We're always innovating here. You can do a lot with voice. It all ties to, again, the ability to clear and fast track. And so anywhere you have a pain in your funnel, we're working at that problem. And we're definitely looking for partners in the market that will use our existing products and help us think through and innovate of what they see beyond. Because we work for them, right? And so we need to be able to listen, be on the same side of the table, and innovate, not only with them, for them, but with our other insurtechs in the space, and say, right, let's come together and see how we can integrate, make it easier for you, head of claims or head of fraud, to come in with a packaged integrative solution that provides, a holistic, redundant, scalable platform that can sit on top of your existing infrastructure. Because we don't want to come in and say, we've got to break this and divest of that. No, we have to be able to capture the value you already have on the platforms you already have and sit on top of it, while then the value speaks for itself. And then the changes can happen again in an evolutionary manner, right? This is how this is going to change. We have to have a decade-long view with that 10-month kind of hunger and ability to get things done and prove value, but knowing that this thing's going to take time. So
really interesting there. So in terms of, you're not looking to replace the system, you're looking to kind of sit on top and enhance what's already there. Is that a fair view?
Absolutely. Look, there's these platforms that are used for claims handling process. They're either, they're bought or they've been created. The data models that are being used to find fraud are either, purchased by other companies or they're built in-house. These are tremendously important systems, and they're very good. They're doing a great job. They can be improved, like all things. And so Clearspeed's model is to really sit on top with a really light IT touch. I mean, super light, so we can get something integrated and test and try something and prove value very quickly. Right. Then what needs to happen is, okay, what part of my existing model has a blind spot? Where can Clearspeed help me cover that blind spot? And then from there, the idea is, all right, now how do we kind of scale this, and how do we, integrate in a way that is not disruptive? Let's go back to the airport analogy. Very simple. You want your pilot to be in the airplane, flying the airplane. You want the plane to land and take off and land and do so in a way that pilot cannot be creative and innovative. He has to do his job or her job. But you want the airline to be creative and innovative. What's happening beyond that? How my tickets are getting processed, how I'm getting better seating, what the next generation of aircraft's looking like. So you have to do both, right? And you have to deliver on time. So we don't want to disrupt how things are happening today. Yeah. We want to be able to integrate on top and then demonstrate how things can unfold tomorrow.
Okay, brilliant. And I know, and we're very proud to have you as a silver sponsor at the Isle of Claims ClaimsTech event. And I know there's a few people coming from Clearspeed. So I think our message to them is come and say hi and find out a little bit more about what you do. And then in terms of next steps, if they make that approach, is it a demo, or what's the best way for them to get introduced to find out more about you, Alex?
Best way is, approach one of our Clearspeed teammates out there. They should be wearing our fun tennis shoes that we wear. And if not, they'll outreach. You can just raise your hand and ask for a connection to them. And they'll get you on board with the demo. 30 minutes, we can have kind of a quick call, understand what we do, how we do it, and all about getting that proof of value up. I mean, the lightest lift proof of value you can imagine to demonstrate that value in short order. Get 50 or so participants through the system. This can all be accomplished in less than 90 days. Wow. So we can do a start to finish complete proof of value in under 90 days. We do it at no cost, so there's no risk to your balance sheet, to your expenses. We just want to prove the efficacy and the value of our technology.
Okay, so nothing to lose by coming to see your guys with their special tennis shoes at the ClaimsTech event, I think is what you're saying to me.
Take a risk. You are leaders. Leaders assume risk. That's what you do. And we're here to help you, de-risk some of the really hard stuff you're facing every day.
Well, that's been really interesting. So thank you very much for joining me. We very much look forward to seeing the team at ClaimsTech on the 30th of November. So thank you, Alex.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. Have a great conference.